So, before I get into this video, this is General Hospital episode 4. Before I get into this video, let me just say this. Because somebody came on my video popping off, running their mouth, mad because I didn't do a Days of Our Lives review. I said yesterday I would do it today. And you still want to come on my video bitching, complaining. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. I don't give a fuck. Like, you don't pay me to do a video. Like, you honestly don't. So I'm not obligated to do any video. I do them because I want to do them. So if I said I was going to do Days of Our Lives Friday, why would you still come on my video bitching and complaining? Like, why don't you get a camera, make your own video, and upload it to YouTube? Do your own review. You can do it that way. Like, don't come on my video talking shit, running your mouth, because you don't want it with me. Trust me, because I will cuss you all the way the fuck out. And you don't want it. So, don't come on my video trying to talk shit, popping off, because you think you're tough behind a computer screen. Don't do it to yourself. Anyway, let me get off of that trash. Yes, I said it. Whoever was talking shit, yes, you're trash. Like I said, whoever came on my video yesterday talking shit, you're garbage. Anyway. And I dare you to pop off. Anyway, so picking up where we left off, Sky was in her office and she got stabbed by the Red Ribbon Killer. So picking up where we left off, she laying there on the ground, blood is everywhere, and the killer is long gone. AJ actually returns to her office because he needed to go over strategies about EOQ. And he ran to her side when he found her on the ground. So he found her on the ground. He picked up the phone and dialed 911. And he told them that her pulse was weak. And they need to hurry up and get an ambulance there. So anyway, Carly was at home and Jax came over to bring the baby there. And Carly, you know, baby John, her and Jax's son together. And Carly told him about the door being open, the red ribbon being on the table. And Jax said that he feels that they should get out of town, you know, go to Australia to see his mother, Lady Jane. And Carly said that she does, you know, she wants to keep the kids safe, but she doesn't want to, you know, have this run her out of town. And Jax told her for once in her life, stop being so damn stubborn and just get on the jet and go. He said things are too dangerous right now. They don't know who could be next. Get on the plane, go until they figure out who the hell is doing this and stop them. So Carly decided to just, you know, say okay and go. So Jax told her just go upstairs, pack, you know, her bag, get Jocelyn, pack her bags, and let's go. He already called the jet and they're ready. So anyway, Alan walked into the living room. Monica was standing there or whatever, and he apologized to Monica. Damn, it got dark in here quick. I don't know, it's the sun. So Monica, he apologized to Monica because they had an argument at his office at EOQ about AJ and Jason and Alan treating them equally. So I'm actually going to hit y'all with a 2-part today. I'm going to make this 2 episodes today. So after I get done with the General Hospital TV review, I'm going to come back with another episode today because there's a lot going on in this part. And I do want to speed things along a little bit. I don't want to wait all the way till Monday because I'm intrigued about what's going to happen next my damn self. So anyway, he apologized to Monica and said that, you know, he's going to work things out to where it's fair for the both of them. That's when the doorbell rung. Alice answered the door and she came into the living room and said that Alan has a guest. And guess who walked in the door? Ray Cummings. For those who don't know who Ray Cummings is, that's Sky's mother. She made a surprise visit to Port Charles. She said that she wanted to see Sky because she heard about Sky's new business venture at Crimson. And she decided to pop up, and Alan said that Sky should be at her office. And that's when Alan got a phone call from AJ telling him that Sky was stabbed tonight. And Alan hung up the phone and told Ray that they need to get down to the hospital, to GH. And she wondered why. He said he'd tell her in the car. And Monica said she's coming too. And when they was speeding out, Tracy asked what the hell was going on. They told her that they got to get to the hospital. So Tracy grabbed her bag. And they got Sky to the hospital. And Robin was asking what was going on. And the doctor said she was the latest stab victim. The paramedic said she had a stab wound. So Robin told them to get her into cubicle 2. So meanwhile, while that's going on, Anna and Lucky are at the Crimson office scouring for clues, and they find nothing as usual. There's no evidence, no print, no nothing, but they still have forensics dust everything anyway. Anna pulled Lucky aside and told him that they have to get the son of a bitch who's doing this. They said that they have to get him off the streets because they don't know who's gonna get stabbed next. They don't know what's his pattern. They don't know who this person is. They have no evidence. Everybody's in Port Charles is in panic mode. And she said that they got to do something and do it quick. But Lucky said, at this point, they don't know what to do. And Anna suggests that they might have to bring in the feds. They might just have to bring in the FBI, to do a profile and help them figure out who the hell's doing this. They don't have no other options. So, but she said that she's going to finish up at the Crimson office, and then she has to go over to Robin's to meet her for dinner or something like that. Because, Patrick and Emma they're in Seattle right now visiting Noah. So they went to Seattle to go see Noah. And so Robin is still at the hospital dealing with this whole Sky business. The doctors are trying their best to help her, and her pulse is just getting weak. So the doctor, she flatlined. So the doctor is trying to resuscitate her. They keep trying and trying and trying. She's not responding. So they try again, and she's still not responding. They said that she has no pulse. And she just not coming back. So they decided to call it. And Robin had to go out and tell Alan and the family the bad news. And Ray just broke down. Her mother broke down and started crying, and Alan had to hold her up. And Robin apologized and, said that if there's anything that she can do for them, let her know. So Tracy, she told AJ, even though Sky wasn't her favorite person, she never wished death on her. And said that it's a sad day for the Quartermain. She said that she know Edward would not be pleased with this, but Tracy says she knows Edward is going to look out for Sky. So Alan and Ray decided to go into Sky's room and see her. And Ray said she asked Alan what kind of animal could have done this to their daughter. And Alan said he don't know, but when he finds out, he's going to kill him. But he told Ray that they need to do something, and do something now, something drastic. He said, because time is of the essence. And Ray looked at him, and he looked at her, and it's kind of the facial expressions that they gave each other. They were kind of speaking, but they weren't. But there was no sound coming out. It was kind of like they were talking in Morse code. So she kind of nodded to Alan in agreement, and she left out of the room and grabbed her bag. And she got on her phone and made a phone call. So Robin came in and said that it was time for them to take Sky down to the morgue. And AJ said that he at least wanted a few minutes with her. So he talked to Sky and told Sky how much he loved her, how much they were close, you know, how he cared so much about her, and that he will make it his mission to make sure that Lila Ray is safe and taken care of, and that she's never alone. And that's when Emily showed up with Nicholas, because Tracy texted her to tell her what was going on. So she showed up to say her goodbyes to her sister. And that's when they took Sky down to the morgue. And Ray, she kind of slipped away for a minute. She left the hospital for a few minutes to go tend to something, she said. And she also said she had to call Adam. You know, Adam Chandler. He was Sky's foster father from All My Children, Pine Valley. To let him know what happened. And she had to, you know, call Lila Ray, of course, to let her know. Because Lila Ray is actually in a boarding school right now. So anyway, Morgan was still at the hospital because he had to be there for Olivia and Dante, you know, to support Dante. And his fiance Amanda said that she had to run home and go change, and she'll come back to the hospital with some food and change of clothes. So she was gonna run out, and she'll be right back. So meanwhile, while that's going on, Britt called Lucky to let him know that she was gonna head home, and she'll understand if he was late coming home. And Lucky said he'd try to be home as fast as possible, but they still got to wrap some stuff up for the crime scene. So while that's going on, Robin gets home and she gets a phone call from Patrick, and you know, he's in Seattle visiting Noah, like I said. So she tells him all the craziness that just happened at the hospital, and he's worried about her. He tells her that he feel that she should come to Seattle with him and Emma. Now, while they're talking, somebody is standing outside watching Robin, but we don't know who. But somebody's watching Robin. So she told Patrick that she couldn't go to Seattle because he's the chief of staff of GH, and while he's out of town, she's second in command. So somebody has to stay in Port Charles. Somebody has to stay at the hospital to oversee the day-to-day operations, and she feels that him and Emma should stay out of town a little bit longer because, you know, she's worried about their safety until they catch whoever's doing this. So she said that she's not going to be alone tonight because her mother's coming over for dinner, so she's going to be okay. So she told him that she loved him and to tell Emma she loved her, and they hung up. And that's when Robin walked to the back, and she came back in, and somebody was standing in her house, and she was startled. And the figure was just standing there with a ski mask on. And Robin tried to run, and the person grabbed her, chased after her, and grabbed her before she could hit the front door. And Robin started kicking and trying to fight. And then Robin hit the person in the gut, punched the person in the face. You know, she get it from her mama. So she got the person down, and Robin grabbed her cell phone to try to call her mother when the person took a lamp and hit her in the back of the head with it and knocked her unconscious. And the person who did it dragged Robin. They opened the back door and dragged Robin out of the room, out of the house. So Anna was at the front door. She knocked on the door, then she rang the doorbell. She looked inside, You know, because you know how Robin and Patrick's house got the door, but they got the two little small windows on the side of the door, so that way you could see inside the living room. Anna looked inside and she noticed that the back door was open. So she opened the door, took out her gun, and she noticed the broken lamp on the floor. She got on her phone and called for backup to Robin's house. And she noticed that there was a piece of hair on the floor, on the ground. And then she went out the back door to go see if anybody was back there. So anyway, Amanda, she did what she had to do. She's in the parking lot at GH and she heard a noise or whatever as she was walking. She heard like a footstep and then she just kept walking. So she started walking faster, and as she's walking faster, the footsteps get faster. So then the footsteps suddenly stop. So then she stops. And she started, the hairs on the back of her neck is standing the fuck up. So she's walking, and then she hears somebody say her name, but she doesn't recognize the voice. So she's looking around, she's starting to get nervous. But then she turned around, and then she turned around again to face the front of her, and the person was standing right in front of her with a mask on and stabbed her. And stabbed her twice, and then he stabbed her 3 times, then he stabbed her 4 times. Then he took out a ribbon and put the ribbon on her wrist and ran. So to conclude, at the end, we see Sky laying in the morgue. Sky's in the morgue, and Ray comes in. Sky, you know, she's dead, she's lifeless. Ray comes in the morgue and she has a tear, but she has gloves on. And then she takes a needle and puts the needle in Sky's arm and injects her with something. And then Ray said, soon. All she said was soon. And then that's when the episode ended. So I hope you enjoyed this part. There will be another part after General Hospital TV review that I do. But there will be another part to this because I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued about what the fuck is going to happen next. I told you I have a very crazy mindset. We never know what's going to happen. Someone can, who knows? But I'm intrigued. I mean, who the hell could this killer be? I mean, who the hell took Robin? What the hell happened? But we'll find that out and more. See you all later. Have a great day.